Welcome to another Q&A session for the best club in history, Real Madrid, hosted by Gaëlle This is a Madridismo.org production.
Hi everybody, this is Gaëlle from Madridismo.org. First of all, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. In France, we have kind of a saying, which is that we wish people and their loved ones a healthy year because health is the most important thing. So that's what I wish for you too. And also all the best on your personal and professional projects. And from a Madridista perspective, obviously, I don't want to jinx it, but I wish that we win as many trophies as we can. To comment yesterday's game, Real Madrid vs Granada, I am with Apakshit. Hi, Apakshit.
Hello there.
Happy New Year.
Wish you the same.
Thank you. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been really good. Watching a lot of football.
Okay. Not watching too much Liga, I guess.
I do watch the Liga. I watch all the Real Madrid games, of course. And I watch a lot of Premier League, actually.
Okay. All right. So, concerning yesterday, what's your feeling about the game?
Well, I thought that the players played really well. We won 5-1. But the goal that we conceded, I have serious problems with it because defensively we were ripped apart,
Yeah.
So yeah. And in the first half, I thought we started the game really well. We created a lot of chances. But in the first half, we just couldn't finish. We just couldn't take our chances, And in the second half, whatever Mourinho said at halftime worked like a charm, I think.
Yeah.
And Mourinho must have given some stick to the players because they were not finishing. So they just came out and they wanted to prove a point, and they certainly proved a point, and we won 5-1. So I thought we played really well.
Yeah, I think, a good example or illustration of that was Cristiano, because he was missing a lot. It took him 10 shots to actually score a goal, but he didn't give up, and finally he scored, but he didn't seem very happy about it. What do you think?
True. Yes. I noticed the very same. He refused to celebrate with his fellow teammates after scoring because he was very frustrated. He was really, really frustrated, and I thought the goal was a really good one. That was a very fine goal,
Yeah.
And I would say Ronaldo wasn't too good yesterday because he just kept missing chance after chance. So I think he needs to get better because he has set high standards for himself, and he needs to match those standards,
Yeah, I think he may be his character, his personality is that he has to give his best, and I think that's what people expect from him much more than from anybody else. And he takes it very much to heart, right? He's when he doesn't score, he's unhappy. He takes all the chances. He shows a lot of frustration when he is frustrated. You can see it on his face. Maybe he's one of the players you can read the most, I think. Yeah.
Yes, very true. Very true. He was cursing the referee yesterday. I think he was fouled or something, and the referee did not give it. So he started cursing the referee, and he was really, really hurt,
Yeah.
I would say.
And I don't know, there was a Spanish interviewer who asked Sergio Ramos at the end of the game what they thought of Cristiano, why he didn't celebrate. And Ramos answered, well, that's how he is, and we're very happy with him. So it was kind of funny because it's, on the one hand, Ramos was trying to be kind of politically correct, saying that the team is very happy with him. But on the other hand, he was actually acknowledging that that's how he is. So.
Okay.
And then the newspaper.
Oh, look who's there!
And then
Hello there.
Hello. The newspaper puts a headline and it just puts, that's how he is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like they take the other part out just to make it sound interesting.
Just to get people to read. Okay.
But
how have you been, Javi?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
But the one thing I feel he needs to change about himself is he should just stop whining and just get on with the game,
Yeah.
He should just stop whining. Yeah. Once he starts just getting on with the game, I think he'll play much better. he would be a much a better player, you know.
And what about the free kicks? You know, there's a lot of complaining about him not scoring that many. I think it was a Real Madrid girl, Carito, who said on Twitter that out of 100 shots, 100 free kicks he took, he scored 5 goals only. So, and she was saying, give the freaking goal to Alonso. And
True,
do you
true.
agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, you know, most of his free kicks crash against the ball, you know. I don't know, there's something wrong, you know, but the ones he pulls off are just absolutely amazing, you know. The ones he pulls off are just out of this world, I would say. But then, can we actually waste so many chances? I'm not quite sure about it, you know.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe also he's like, he gets a lot of pressure. So maybe he takes them all, but it's more and more pressure because, the more he keeps missing, you know, the more he must think, oh, I've missed this one again and again and again. I don't know. Sometimes it
Yeah,
will take the pressure out of him.
He's in a dry
the
spell.
pressure. Yeah, sorry, please go ahead.
He's in a dry spell, but I think he used to score more.
Yeah, he used to score more. You know, I don't know. He's maybe he has not been practicing, or maybe it has something to do with his confidence. I'm not quite sure about it.
Okay. Anything else about Cristiano or we move on?
I think we should just move on.
Okay.
He needs to play better.
He was jeered a little bit. Did you guys mention that?
Jeered.
The commentators in the match said he was being cheered by the crowd a little bit, slightly. Like there was some, like, booed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there was a little bit of boos in the Bernabeu when he
From
was touching the
Madrid.
ball. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's not good.
like they were just a little bit.
Yeah, he gets everything. He gets all the praises and also all the criticism. Yeah, that's not
True.
Okay, so now let's talk about the lineup. Las was back as RB. Varane and Ozil started, which I thought was kind of a surprise for 2 different reasons. But Varane because he's kind of the newbie, and Ozil because he hadn't had Mourinho's trust in a while. And Ramos, was back also. Higuaín and Benzema started together. How did you feel about the lineup? Did you like it?
I thought it was a decent lineup. You know, Varane did a really good job. And I remember that in the 66th minute he tackles the player, and it was a perfect challenge. You know, but the referee gave a foul. That was a sliding tackle. But I thought it was a very, very clean tackle. You know, he got the ball first, and Mesut Ozil was also decent yesterday. I thought he played well. Ramos scored a very fine goal from a corner. Benzema was really good. Higuaín and Benzema, they were really good. You know, and Benzema got injured, which was slightly a low point for us. I thought he was really good. You know.
Okay. And yeah, were you surprised about Varane starting?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I never thought that Varane would start, but he started and he did a good job for us.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought Ozil was really good because usually he goes under the radar for me. I don't really see him on the pitch, and I think, well, maybe he must not have done a very good job because I couldn't really see him. But last night, especially in the first half, he was very visible to me, and I thought, well, that's a good thing. Also, he assisted 3 goals, so yeah, I was happy. I think. Do you think he's back? We can say Ozil is back.
I wouldn't say so because he needs to perform consistently. You know.
Okay.
On the basis of just one performance, it wouldn't be good to say so. I thought he was good, really. He was good yesterday, but I would like to see him performing the same way consistently. You know, only then can we say that Mesut Ozil is back.
All right. What about you? Anything to say
about Ozil?
Yeah, about the other players, like about this particular lineup. You're not following.
No, I thought it was basically a really good lineup, except for Di Maria was out injured and Pepe was out.
Yeah.
Varane was pretty good covering his spot. So the rest of the lineup was a really good lineup. And I was happy to see Higuaín and Benzema playing together because they're both awesome and they should both get to start more games.
And they both scored, which I thought was important, so that people cannot go like, oh, this one is better than the other one, or they both scored.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the combination Benzema-Higuain. Well, you already mentioned a little bit about that, but I was wondering why Mourinho used them together in this particular game. I was thinking maybe because Di Maria wasn't available, just simple as that. But what's your opinion?
I think the same. Di Maria was out injured, so I thought Mourinho he wanted to see how the both strikers gel along, and I think they did pretty well yesterday, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, one of the commentators said something, but I'm not sure I remember exactly, so maybe you can enlighten me. They said something about Kedira and Alonso being like very strong in their position, so that gives Ozil more latitude, to play, but it makes Benzema, it prevents him from doing something. I don't remember what it was. Prevents him from what? Going back? Or I don't know, you don't remember?
Okay. Well, I think the commentators are different because the channel which we watch here, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether the commentator said something similar to what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I think it says something about the way Ozil played that had an impact on Benzema's style, but I don't remember what it was. Okay. Why was Pepe out? I don't remember. I was at a loss because during the holiday time I wasn't very, following what was going on. And was he suspended or something?
I think Pepe was suspended. Yes, I read somewhere he was suspended for something. I'm not quite sure about as to why Pepe was suspended, but I think he was suspended. And I wrote in my pre-game also that Pepe was suspended.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just quickly checking it now.
All right. Okay. What about Xavi? I thought he was a little subpar yesterday. He missed a lot of his passes, and some of them put us in a very dangerous positions. Like we run the risk of having a goal against us a few times because of a pass he missed. Do you agree with that? And if you do you think people like Sain or Granero should have played, or should have got some playing time anyway?
Well, I beg to differ. For me, he was the man of for me he was the man of the match yesterday. Because I remember that he gave the ball away just a couple of times, but then his distribution and his couple of passes to Benzema were just absolutely amazing. Those 60-yard passes of which Benzema brought down amazingly well. I thought Xavi was really good yesterday. So I would beg to differ with you on that.
Okay. What about you?
I thought he was pretty bad too. No, I think it was both. Maybe he was both good and bad because he made those passes like you said, but he missed a lot of passes in the midfield, and a couple of those they were picked up by Granada, like you said. So he made some really bad passes, like uncharacteristically.
Yeah.
But I would say a little both. He was a little bad and he had some good moments. So.
Okay, what about Kedira?
Khedira was good. I thought he was good, but I also thought that he should have scored because he got a couple of really good chances yesterday. I thought he should have scored.
Yeah. In the first half of the first half, he tried his luck a lot. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. What about our defense in general, and also who's to blame, quote unquote, on Granada's goal?
Yeah, I thought the defense was pretty decent because we just conceded one goal, and Casillas also saved the blushes for us because he made a couple of really good saves. The goal, I would say, Marcelo again is to be blamed because he gets beaten, and the player crosses the ball inside. And to my surprise, there was no one marking Rico. That was a header which was, bound to be scored,
Yeah.
So Rico was free and there was no one marking him. Casillas also couldn't do much because when the player is free, there's no defender marking him. There's so much space, he'll just score. So I thought Marcelo is surely to be blamed, but he surely made up for that mistake. I think it was the fourth goal or the fifth goal. I'm not quite sure about it. Marcelo went past a couple of defenders and he passed the ball.
Yeah,
and
to Higuain, yeah.
Yeah, and he scored. So I thought Marcelo made up for that mistake. But against stronger teams, I think Marcelo will be in trouble. We have seen this. We have seen this in the past, and in the future also. I think the same is going to repeat itself. So I think defensively, Marcelo has to get better.
Okay. Originally I thought Arbeloa was benched, but he wasn't even called for the game, and Albiol was benched. So, would you have liked to see them play, or why do you think they didn't play? And was the option Varane, Las, and Marcelo, Ramos a good one in your opinion?
I'm not quite sure as to why they did not play, because you can never know what's going on in the mind of the manager. But then the players who started for us and the players who came on also, I thought they did a very decent job. So I'm not quite sure as to why the players that you're talking about did not start the game.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. I just thought that Arbeloa was a little weak, maybe on the Malaga. Was it Malaga game? No. Yeah, on the Copa del Rey game. I think and so I was wondering if that was the reason why. Maybe if he hadn't convinced too much, Mourinho thought that he would play other cards. But
yeah, that could be a possibility. That could be a possibility.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about the substitution. You said you were happy with them. So yeah, Kaka came in for Özil, and who else? Altintop for Higuain. That was a weird sub, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was a weird one, because I thought Higuain should have stayed on, and he should have scored a couple of more goals probably. So that was a weird one. The one you missed was the Gaëlle one, actually. Gaëlle came on from Benzema.
Yeah, but I didn't talk about that one because that was like for injury, for a real reason. But yeah, absolutely. Okay, welcome back, guys. So now we have Tanuj with us. Hi, Tanuj.
Hi, welcome. I'm just great to be back.
Okay, that's cool. So with Apakshit, we discussed a lot of the game already, and right now we were discussing the subs.
Okay.
So as Apakshit said, Benzema was subbed for injury by Callejon, and then Özil and Kaka, and finally Altintop came in for Higuain. And I was saying that this last sub was kind of surprising, because Özil, Kaka was basically position for position. Callejon, Benzema was for the injury, but Altintop for Higuain, I'm not too sure what to make out of it. So what's your opinion?
I'm not sure why that substitution was made. I mean, that substitution was justified, but I'm not sure about the personnel being used. Altintop coming on over Granero or Sahin, I just don't understand the sense of it. Maybe it was just to preserve the lead so that no more goals go in, because that is the only reasonable sense I get out of it. Other than that, I don't see any reason why Altintop came in over the others.
Okay, Apakshit?
I feel the same. I feel the very same. Maybe Mourinho was trying to preserve the lead, But I thought Higuain should have stayed on for longer. He could have scored more goals. So I thought that Higuain should have stayed on for longer.
Okay. And what about Kaka? Once he joined the pitch, do you think he did a good job? Tanuj?
I thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Tanuj, please.
I think Kaka didn't have that much time to play for himself. He had a few dribbling chances on the left and on one occasion he nearly got on the end of another pass which he could have gone on for a goal himself, but for a late tackle. But
Oh, yes.
other than that, I don't think Kaka had much to do and enough time for that matter.
Okay, Apakshit?
I thought that we didn't get to see too much of Kaká, but Kaká did win 3 or 4 corners.
Yes.
He tried to go past players and he won 3 4 corners, and I thought he did a decent job.
Okay. I was surprised that Mourinho took Ozil out of the pitch because, I don't know, I was pretty satisfied with his performance. But do you think he was getting tired or that he wanted to give Kaká an opportunity to play also? Apakshit, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. I thought that the substitution was the right one, because Mesut Ozil gets tired. He doesn't last for the whole game, and I also thought that Kaká needed some playing time. So I thought Mourinho should have probably brought him on after 50 minutes. So Kaká came on really late, which is why we did not get to see too much of him.
Okay. Tanuj?
I think it's Mourinho usually makes his substitution around the hour mark, so not surprising with the amount of time that he gave to Kaká. But as for Ozil playing the whole game, I usually don't think that happens at all. I mean, like Apakshit said, Ozil usually doesn't have the energy to last the whole game, and as the game progresses, he gets tired, doesn't make the necessary passes, and I don't think him playing the whole game would have been possible.
Okay. Is that usual for a player in his position not to be able to last the whole game? Because a lot of players are capable of lasting the whole game, no?
A lot of players do last the whole game in his position, but Ozil, in fact, doesn't, which is I think the only downplay to what he does. That's the only problem I think that he has. He just gets tired as the game progresses, which is the only negative I see in him actually.
Okay. Apakshit?
Yeah, I feel the same, which is why he doesn't track back when he loses the ball. He's a 60-minute man. So you just get 60 minutes out of him,
All right.
and it becomes necessary to actually sub him after 60 minutes.
Okay.
So that's the way it is.
All right. And what about Callejon? Something really, I think really funny happened. It wasn't funny for Mourinho, but when Benzema got injured and he had to leave the pitch. Oof, we've lost Tanuj. I don't know if he's gonna come back soon. Okay, well, I'll keep going with my story. When Benzema got injured and he needed to leave the pitch, Callejon wasn't ready to get in, and Mourinho was really, really mad. He kind of scolded him and had an upset face. And actually, we played with 10 men for a few minutes. So yeah, I thought that was funny. But did you notice that too?
Yes, I did. Callejon actually rushed into his warm up. Callejon did not warm up, so he actually rushed it through.
Okay.
So yeah, the whole team had to play with just 10 men.
Yeah. And how did you feel he played?
I thought Callejon was good. He took a couple of shots on. He tried his luck from distance, and the Granada keeper made some saves. So I thought he really looked he really looked hungry for goals. Which is very 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 important for a player. You should be hungry for goals, and I think he's got a lot of potential. He's got a lot of talent and potential.
Okay. Well, apparently it's the two of us again. We've lost Tanuj and he's lost his whole connection. So
Oh,
we'll see if he comes back. Yeah, I was always thinking, Callejon was the man who can't fail, because every time he was on the pitch, he was scoring. And yes, he's very hungry for goals. But it's been 2 games, I think, that he's been on the pitch and not scoring. So I'm a little disappointed. Not disappointed in him, but just the fact that, he's not scoring as many goals as I wish he would anymore.
yeah, but it's quite difficult, scoring in back-to-back games. It's really, really difficult,
Okay.
So yeah, what I feel is Mourinho should give him playing time, and I'm quite sure with time he's only going to get better, So he needs some playing time under his belt,
All right. Gonna try to incorporate Tanuj in the call again. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So Tanuj, can you tell us what you thought of Callejon and his performance yesterday?
Contrary to what Callejon has been doing throughout the season so far, his performance wasn't up to the level that he has been showing in the previous games, which shows that he didn't get a goal, because whenever he comes on, he's been scoring like crazy, and I'm not complaining about that. But yesterday it was a little off. Not to say that it wasn't full of energy, which he usually is, but just it wasn't. I mean, he didn't make the runs that he usually does. Maybe because of the format of play that we were going with, but overall, I think he played fine, just not up to the level that he had been showing in the previous few games.
Okay, we were discussing his performance with Apakshit while you were offline, and I was saying that Callejon has shown a lot of not like the contrary of lack of finishing. He's always finished very well, and in the past 2 matches he hasn't scored. So I was a little disappointed about that. And Apakshit was saying that it was really hard to score in every single game, and that he was very hungry for goals anyway, and that was a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with Apakshit saying it's difficult to get goals in each game. But having said that, his performance is usually up to the level, and yesterday it was as well.
Okay. Whoops. We have echo again.
Is there a problem?
Yes, I think it's a problem when I can hear my voice, because
Just
Tanuj, you have your speakers on somehow, or
is it better now?
yes, now it's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I need to keep the headphones on.
Okay, all right. What happened with Benzema? I mean, I'm not sure I saw what the injury was exactly, because when it happened, we felt, it means the commentators on TV, they said something about it happening on his last goal. But then Carranza in the press conference said that it was something that happened in the first half that somehow worsened in the second half, and then he had to leave the pitch. Also, at first we thought it was the ankle, and then Butragueño said it was the tibia. So, do you have more information about that, or maybe some interpretation of what happened?
From what I read up until yesterday at the end of the game, Butragueño said it's just a knock. So I don't think it's much of a problem, and Benzema didn't limp off and it didn't look that bad. But just for precautionary sakes, I think he'll be out of the Malaga game.
Okay. Apakshit?
Yeah, I thought that the 4th goal that he scored in the 50th minute, when he brought the ball down, he twisted his left ankle, and because of which, he did score that goal, and it was a really good goal also. After the goal, he, I think, started feeling the pain, and this is what I think,
Okay.
Yeah, it came on after he scored the 4th goal. I believe after he scored, as the defender tried to block his shot, that's when he hurt himself with the defender trying to block him. I think that's when the problem happened.
All right. Okay, so hopefully we see him on Tuesday then.
I would not be. I don't think that will be a good idea. It's
Oh,
better to give him the rest. I mean, if it's a knock as well, just to be on the safer side.
okay.
True, and we are leading 3-2, so we don't need to take chances,
Okay, so before we go back to the Malaga game that happened last week, Apakshit, you said earlier in the Q&A that your man of the match was Chabi. Tanuj, who was yours?
For the Malaga game,
No, for yesterday's game.
for yesterday, I would say Benzema for me.
Okay.
Because he got 2 goals and he looked really on top performance yesterday, up until his injury, obviously. Uh, so yeah, Benzema for me.
Okay. Apakshit, you said Chabi, right?
Can I just justify my selection a little?
Of course, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna tell you.
because
Yeah. Okay. I said Javi Alonso because I thought that the passes he made, especially in the first half to Benzema, were just out of this world. Those 70-yard passes which Benzema brought down really well. That talent to play the long ball and to find the striker. I mean, it is just out of this world, and not too many players do that. You need someone in your side who can play a ball, accurately into the part of the striker from 60 yards out, from 70 yards out, which is going to rip apart the defense, which is going to take the defenders out. So you need someone in your side who's talented enough to play it, So yeah, I thought Javi Alonso did it really well last night. He did lose the ball, a few times, but then that's okay because this is the game. You're going to make mistakes, So I thought he was really good last night.
Okay.
I would actually still disagree, even though you made your justification about it. The reason that you specify about him being your man of the match, of him supplying 60, 70-yard balls with much ease, I think he does that on every occasion, on every game. Why just yesterday? I mean, if you had to, then why you would have him as man of the match for each game then?
Okay. No, I thought yesterday he was really good. He especially the passes to Benzema and the way Benzema controlled the ball. I thought it was just amazing. So which is why I voted for him.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree that his long balls are just fantastic. I mean, even I'm a big fan of them. But still, having said that, his passes were still, he misplaced many of them. And his long balls are a usual feature to him. So nothing different to it on yesterday. So I'm still a little skeptical about your choice, but obviously, if it's your choice, it's your choice.
Okay, I think it's just different perceptions, I think.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I won't tell you who I was thinking of naming man of the match because I think you disagree.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. We would love
No,
to.
but okay, I'll go ahead. But it's just I'm just being a little a bit silly. But I was thinking Ozil because I like him a lot, and I was disappointed with most of his performances lately. So seeing him play well, I mean, in my opinion, anyway, last night was a good thing. I was very happy about it, and he assisted 3 goals, and he had a few very nice actions. So I thought, okay, Ozil for this game.
Yeah, actually, Ozil was really exceptional yesterday. For after a really long time, he provided assists with much ease, and I noticed a stat yesterday that he surpassed Messi in providing assists and is just behind Di Maria,
Oh,
which Yeah, which is a strange thing given Ozil has not been that great this season, but obviously the numbers say a different story altogether.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Sometimes our interpretation, right, is not always backed
Yeah,
up by the stats.
yeah.
True.
Obviously, I mean, maybe because we are comparing him to what standards he set in last season.
Yeah, exactly. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a few more words that I would like us to discuss, and then we have to finish because Apakshit has to go. And what are you gonna do? Are you gonna boo Manchester City? Is that is that your plan?
No, no, I'm not going to boo them. I just want to see Manchester United trash them tonight.
Okay. All
Good
right.
luck with that happening.
Okay.
False calls is back, by the way.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah,
False calls is back.
Oh yeah, I've read that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So in view of Tuesday's game, the second leg of this Copa del Rey match, what do you expect to see? Apakshit, maybe you want to go ahead first?
Yeah, sure. I knew that the players would perform better, because we really struggled against Malaga. We were 2-0 down, and then we staged a comeback. We scored the thrice and we won the game 3-2. So I knew that the players are going to play better because Mourinho must have sorted that out, and that's what they did. We won 5-1, and I thought they played well.
Okay, it's
I would disagree. I don't think we played really well, even though scoreline suggests 5-1. But playing against a team like Granada, with no offense meant, obviously, uh, who are uh, who are new to the league and playing after 56 years, I think. Uh, and the players still look a little jittery from the winter break. The passing is still not great. We conceded goals from corners in the Copa del Rey, and our defending of set pieces is still a little problematic. So I think we still need to work a lot on it. And we can't take Malaga very easily, even though we are up 3-2 in the by aggregate score. So, and Benzema is most probably out. So, the need to be much better than what we were in the first leg.
so you expect a hard game, Tanuj?
Yeah, I would really expect a hard game. I don't think it'll be that easy.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Apakshit?
Yeah. Can I just say something? Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. When I said that we played well, I was referring to the fact that we created chances. We started the game. We started the game brightly. We created a lot of chances in the first half, and we also created a lot of chances in the second half. So when I said we played well, I was referring to the fact that we created a lot of chances.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that we created a lot of chances, but then again, we didn't make much out of those chances. Obviously, credit to that goes to Granada, who were defending really well, but still playing at home, you would expect much more out of the team who were dominant in the first half of the before the winter break. That is not first half, but before the winter break.
Okay. Going back to last Tuesday's game, I was saying on Twitter that Mourinho had made the right substitutions at halftime. And Bass, who's a guy on Twitter, and I hope we have him on the Q&A soon, he said, yeah, either that or Mourinho started with the wrong 11. So I was wondering what was your opinion on that?
Yeah, very interesting comment on that. I'm not sure if the starting 11 was a problem, but it takes a lot of guts to make three substitution at halftime. And I think Mourinho did the right thing because obviously the first 11 wasn't clicking enough to create chances. So yeah, I think the first 11 wasn't a problem. It's just they weren't making most out of whatever they had.
Okay, Apakshit?
Okay, I would say that that the players were still in party mood, because of the winter break, because of the Christmas break. So I thought the substitution was just spot on, and we won the game because of the substitutions.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Benzema was one of the substitution if I am not wrong. And I think he played wonderfully in the second half.
All right. Apakshit?
Well, I did not watch the game because they do not show the Copa del Rey here.
Oh,
I just
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I just read it. I just read it, and I was also reading the commentary. So
okay.
from that, I just realized that the players were still in party mood.
Yeah, well, I watched the game, and I thought that the subs were amazing. That's why I commented that on Twitter. And then what Bas said made me think, right? But yeah. Okay, so now last question, which lineup, given that we have maybe Benzema out, maybe Di Maria, Arbeloa wasn't playing, wasn't even called yesterday, so I don't know what that means for Tuesday. What lineup do you expect to see on Tuesday for the Copa del Rey match?
I would expect a very strong lineup just as yesterday.
Okay.
Obviously, Benzema would not be there. I think Arbeloa would be back. And I hope Mourinho uses Varane again in the defense, who again was splendid yesterday. And I think it'll be a strong lineup and a little more defensive than yesterday as well. Because yesterday it was very attacking in the sense, but the defense was a little lacking.
Okay, Apakshit?
Yeah, I'm quite sure that Mourinho is going to put out a strong side. I would love to see Sahin start a game for a change. And I think Callejon is also going to get a start. I think I feel so. So let's just wait and watch what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna finish now so that Apakshit can go and see the rest of the Manchester City game. And well, thank you very much, guys, for joining for this first Q&A of the year. And hopefully we'll have nice things to celebrate on Tuesday and a Clásico in mind. Okay. Have a nice Sunday.
Another
Thank you so much.
Clásico. Just
Oh yeah.
another headache.
Yeah. Redemption time. Redemption time.
Redemption time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See ya.
This was a Madridismo.org production.
Standards for himself, and he needs to match those standards.
Yeah, I think he may be I mean, his character, his personality is that he has to give his best, and I think that's what people expect from him much more than from anybody else. And he takes it very much to heart, right? He's like when he doesn't score, he's unhappy. He takes all the chances. He shows a lot of frustration when he is frustrated. You can see it on his face. Maybe he's one of the players you can read the most, I think. Yeah.
Yes, very true. Very true. He was cursing the referee yesterday. I think he was fouled or something, and the referee did not give it. So he started cursing the referee, and he was really hurt,
Yeah.
I would say.
And I don't know, there was a Spanish interviewer who asked Sergio Ramos at the end of the game what they thought of Cristiano, why he didn't celebrate. And Ramos answered, well, that's how he is, and we're very happy with him. So it was kind of funny because it's, on the one hand, Ramos was trying to be kind of politically correct, saying that the team is very happy with him. But on the other hand, he was actually acknowledging that that's how he is. So.
Okay.
And then the newspaper.
Oh, look who's there!
And then
Hello there.
Hello. The newspaper puts a headline and it just puts, that's how he is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like they take the other part out just to make it sound interesting.
Just to get people to read. Okay.
But
How have
yeah,
you been, Javi?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
yeah, but the one thing I feel he needs to change about himself is he should just stop whining and just get on with the game. He
Yeah.
should just stop whining. Yeah, once he starts just getting on with the game, I think he'll play much better. He would be a much a better player.
And what about the free kicks? There's a lot of complaining about him not scoring that many. I think it was a Real Madrid girl, Carito, who said on Twitter that out of 100 shots, 100 free kicks he took, he scored 5 goals only. So, and she was saying, give the freaking goal to Alonso. And do
True.
you agree?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Most of his free kicks crash against the ball. I don't know. There's something wrong. But the ones he pulls off are just absolutely amazing. The ones he pulls off are just out of this world, I would say. But then, can we actually waste so many chances? I'm not quite sure about it.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe also he's like, he gets a lot of pressure. So maybe he takes them all, but it's more and more pressure because, the more he keeps missing, the more he must think, oh, I've missed this one again and again and again. I don't know. Sometimes.
That the players played really well. We won 5-1. But the goal that we conceded, I have serious problems with it because defensively we were ripped apart.
Yeah.
So yeah. And in the first half, I thought we started the game really well. We created a lot of chances, but in the first half we just couldn't finish. We just couldn't take our chances. And in the second half, whatever Mourinho said at halftime worked like a charm, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mourinho must have given some stick to the players because they were not finishing. So they just came out and they wanted to prove a point, and they certainly proved a point, and we won 5-1. So I thought we played really well.
Yeah, I think, a good example or illustration of that was Cristiano, because he was missing a lot. It took him 10 shots to actually score a goal, but he didn't give up, and finally he scored, but he didn't seem very happy about it. What do you think?
True. Yes. I noticed the very same. He refused to celebrate with his fellow teammates after scoring because he was very frustrated. He was really, really frustrated, and I thought the goal was a really good one. That was a very fine goal,
Yeah.
And I would say Ronaldo wasn't too good yesterday because he just kept missing chance after chance. So I think he needs to get better because he has set a high.
Welcome to another Q&A session for the best club in history, Real Madrid, hosted by Gaëlle This is a Madridismo.org production.
Hi everybody, this is Gaëlle from Madridismo.org. First of all, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. In France, we have like kind of a saying, which is that we wish people and their loved ones a healthy year because health is the most important thing. So that's what I wish for you too. And also all the best on your personal and professional projects. And from a Madridista perspective, obviously, I don't want to jinx it, but I wish that we win as many trophies as we can. To comment yesterday's game, Real Madrid vs Granada, I am with Apakshit. Hi, Apakshit.
Hello there.
Happy New Year.
Wish you the same.
Thank you. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been really good. Watching a lot of football.
Okay. Not watching too much Liga, I guess.
I do watch the Liga. I mean, I watch all the Real Madrid games, of course. And I watch a lot of Premier League, actually.
Okay. All right. So, concerning yesterday, what's your feeling about the game?
Well, I thought that the
Sometimes it would take the pressure out of him.
He's in a dry
the
spell.
pressure. Yeah, sorry, please go ahead.
He's in a dry spell, but I think he used to score more.
Yeah, he used to score more. I don't know. He's maybe he has not been practicing, or maybe it has something to do with his confidence. I'm not quite sure about it.
Okay. Anything else about Cristiano, or we move on?
I think we should just move on.
Okay.
He needs to play better.
He was jeered a little bit. Did you guys mention that?
Jeered?
The commentators in the match said he was being cheered by the crowd a little bit, slightly. Like there was some, like, booed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there was a little bit of boos in the Bernabeu when he
From
was touching the
Madrid?
ball. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's not good.
like they were just a little bit.
Yeah, he gets everything. He gets all the praises and also all the criticism. Yeah, that's not
True.
Okay, so now let's talk about the lineup. Las was back as RB. Varane and Ozil started, which I thought was kind of a surprise for two different reasons. But Varane because he's kind of the newbie, and Ozil because he hadn't had Mourinho's trust in a while. And Ramos, was back also. Higuaín and Benzema started together. How did you feel about the lineup? Did you like it?
I thought it was a decent lineup. Varane did a really good